So the purpose of this little screen demo is just to get some feedback about some of our prototypes of the new ARIS editor. We have it up here on the screen right now. This is from Thomas's most recent build, and integrating a lot of Chris's design ideas. So I just wanted to whip something up real quick so we were all on the same page. So the rough idea here is that we have a map area that exists here. Here will go a iPhone simulator that'll give you a little bit of an idea what the particular thing you're working in is going to look like on the screen. Down here we'll have context-sensitive menus or options that'll be there, and then we have our main navigation on the left. So just an idea of what this might look like. All of our game objects are created over here, and also media would be stored over here. So we upload all of our images and sounds and video and such one time, and then we can reuse those. So let's say we wanted to start with a pretty simple example where we just wanted to put some pages out on the map, and these would be things that when the student gets to that particular GPS location, some information would fire and be on the screen. So they'd click Create New Page, and it creates a thing called Page 0. And then we would just type in what it is, so maybe welcome. And the same way we'd do a description, so some text here. And we've created that thing right now, and we can just drag it out to wherever we want it and move it around. You'll notice that when I click on it again, it's got some options. For example, the title of the node is there, whether or not it's hidden or not, and this is a placeholder icon for whether or not it displays on the screen automatically, whether it's a forced display or whether or not the player has to select it. That one object, of course, can be reused over and over again. The same way, an item would work in a similar way. We'd create a new item, and let's say that this is a key, and some description text that would exist there about the key. We've got some additional options here, whether or not it's droppable or destroyable by the player. So if you want to allow the player to be able to put this item back onto the map and move it around, you maybe select this. And now again we can place that key out and look at options just for the key. For example, the placement of this key, we might need to type in what the quantity is here. So 0 would mean that it's totally out. The max number that we can put in here is 99. And that would be our actual quantity that is available to players when they go there. So when they run out, no one else will be able to pick that thing up. In the same way, we'll create a character and give that a new name. Let's say we'll make Dave be a character here and drag Dave on out. And characters will have similar options, whether they're hidden or forced display. Now, one of the things that's really interesting that we've been working on is ways to create the links between these things graphically. So one of them has already been partially implemented. For example, if we were going to have a conversation with Dave, and there might be a number of different routes that we would go down to talk with him about different things, we'd start by creating a new page for each one of those routes. So, for example, tell me about Madison, and then description. This is the stuff that would show up on the screen. And let me do one more. We'll call this GLS and info about GLS. So this would be content that the student or player would be presented with. If we wanted that character Dave now to be able to start these two conversations, all that we have to do here is drag these things down to this area. And when this is played back, when the player encounters that character, these options will appear on their screen. So we would say maybe that what the player actually sees is tell me about Madison or tell me about GLS. And those would link to these corresponding pages. So I probably wouldn't want the title to be tell me about Madison. I'd probably want to just change it to be Madison. So that's kind of a new feature that's been working its way out. We're also trying to rebuild the interface for how certain things are hidden or how they're kind of blocked. And in the past we've used this event system, but right now we're building up this new area that's just really simple. Basically, when this page is encountered, and we will be able to drag and drop certain items. I don't think this is set up yet. Yeah, not quite yet, but that's the idea, that when this page is encountered, we will give them the key just by dragging it over, or we will remove a certain thing. And we're also working on a new requirement system that will also be very drag and drop like that. The last little thing I should probably show you is to queue up, some media here. So let's say we want a new image. Let's upload something that's just sitting on my desktop. Now we have that image in here, and if we want to use that image in any of the other assets, we just simply drag it over to the media area, and that then will be the thing that displays. So we'll be doing the same thing here. That's a map-based game, but the same thing would work with a QR code-based game. And obviously we can have a mix of those things. If we wanted to place this character as a QR code, we just drag him out to this QR code space. Hopefully we're thinking about having a place to upload an image for your own background, kind of like the map, which we thought would be really helpful if you wanted to have a floor plan of where these QR codes were hidden throughout the building. So we would just keep dragging out, pages, items, and characters, and these then would all generate the QR codes that you need, including this little 4-digit number that you can type in. And the last thing, the link diagram hasn't been fleshed out just yet, but the idea here is that we would take that notion of options that are available out of characters and pages, these links, and we would display them graphically into a big tree, and it would be a way to quickly edit that and get a big picture about what links to what when. So hopefully this was enough to give you an idea of where we're heading right now. Love to get your feedback, so please go ahead and post it up to the website or the blog. Thanks.